All right, so this video is going to be what I did not add into the last video, which is covering the different types of trees that are on the property, on top of the invasive species that ODNR wants off the property due to the fact that it can hurt the trees that are being planted, if not kill them off. So I'm going to start with the invasive species that have to come off the property, and this is a section that I have to clear out per ODNR to get all those off the property. And the first type of tree that is invasive is the Bradford pear tree, which is this guy right here. This guy actually puts these seedlings onto the ground, and what those do is when they get onto the ground, the next year you're going to have a bunch of saplings all over the place, and over the course of time you're going to have a bunch of these trees just taking over the property, and ODNR does not want that. The next invasive species that we have on the property would be the honeysuckle bush, and this is a type of honeysuckle bush that actually has red berries on it and does the same thing as a Bradford pear tree, drops them on the ground and produces little saplings. But the honeysuckle bush I actually consider as more invasive than the Bradford pear tree. Reason why is because within a few years you'll have these guys everywhere taking over the whole entire property. Then you have to go in and clear out a whole section just to get these things off the property. Now another type of bush would be the blackberry bush, which those you can actually buy from store. Those berries are actually edible, but what makes them invasive, just like the honeysuckle bush, is they pretty much spread just like how a honeysuckle would, and you would have a bunch of them on the property just taking over everything. And if you're trying to start a tree farm, that is not ideal to what you want on the property. All right, so another invasive species on the property would be vines, as you can see here. So vines, what they'll do over the course of a period of time is they'll wrap around multiple different types of trees, and over the course of years, it'll actually choke the life out of each individual tree that it sticks itself to. So vines are one of the things that we do not want on the property due to that specific reason. There is another type of vine that is a lot worse than your normal typical vine, and that is poison ivy vines, as you can see here. If you look closely, there's a bunch. It kind of looks like a hair-like that is covering this vine. What these vines do, compared to your normal vine, is it actually sticks itself to the tree, like this one here. This one's wrapped around a honey locust tree. So pretty much what will happen is it will wrap around it, and over the course of period of time, same thing. What a normal vine will do is it will choke the life out of the tree. But what makes it a lot worse is the fact that it can actually attach itself to the tree instead of it just dangle around the tree, and over the course of a period of time get tighter, and that's what kills the trees. So the honey locust, this is another type of tree that I do not want on the property. Reason why is because of these guys right here. These guys are so sharp that it'll actually penetrate the tires on a tractor. And if that's the case, you're going to be spending a lot of money on tractor tires to get those replaced. So I do not recommend having these on the property, and also they do not feel good when stepped on. But granted, there is multiple different types of locust trees. There's only 2 types of locust trees that I know of that actually have these thorns on it. On the property, we have black locust, which does not have any of the thorns. Those are actually not bad. Then there's other certain types of locusts that are actually good for the environment, and the reason why is because certain types of locusts actually put nutrients into the soil and actually keep the soil healthy for any type of plant-based or any type of tree. So ODNR wants a whole row of locusts on the property to keep the soil healthy for the trees. Now I'm going to be talking about the trees that have already been planted on the property. The first set of trees was the maple tree here. So these trees that were already planted are about 12 years old. When fully grown, be about 30 years for these trees. So they got another about 18 years before they are fully grown, and when they're fully grown, that's when you are able to tap the sap out of it and actually make syrup in it. So in about 18 years, I'll be able to tap each one of these trees here and actually be able to make syrup out of it. And the syrup will be all natural, no artificial flavoring or anything like that added into it. All right, so this is a section that we planted last year. These are 2 different types of oaks that were planted in this area fall of 2022. This year, November 4th, we're going to be planting on the back section of this, along with another section on the property that's going to be nothing but oaks as well. And then another section will be added hickory onto the property, along with a few rows of locust trees that will support the nutrients in the soil to keep everything all healthy. All right, so that's what's been happening here on the tree farm the past couple years. My uncle was the original one that started the tree farm before I took over, so he did a bunch of clearing and all that before I took over, and even to this day he still comes out and gives me a lot of help with this property, pretty much making it to what it is today, along with other family members and friends that have came out, helps with the planning, and also helps me clear out certain sections of the property. So big thank you to them. Like I said, there are going to be 2 different types of oaks, also hickory, and a few rows of locust trees that will be planted on this property. But other than that, I hope you guys like this video, but before I go, I do want to say I did have this made for me from an older couple, some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. They do make these glass stained pretty much pictures from what you give them, and they pretty much bring it to life. So if you guys decide you want one, I'll leave the number in the description below, and you guys can contact them, send them a picture of what you want done, or give them an idea of what you want done, and they'll make it happen. So just give them a call and they'll give you a pricing on exactly how much they cost. But other than that, thank you for watching, and also if you guys can, go follow my YouTube channel. I'll leave that in the description below. But other than that, thank you for watching.